Yeah. Welcome, Sanjay.
Thank you. Thank you. So, hey, everyone, I'm Sanjay. I'm actually at the tail end of my executive master's program. I've just got 2 more subjects to do and I'm done. So I found out about this course almost about a year ago now, and I'm slowly working my way through it. Geez, not much more to say. In Australia, as you could probably guess by the accent, and based out of Canberra at the moment, doing some stuff with the military. So yeah, that's me.
Sanjay, who is a leader that you look up to and why?
Oh, wow.
And it can be anyone. Yeah? There is no criteria on who you.
Look, just off the top of my head, I'd say my current boss. So I got a new boss a couple of months ago, and I think he is one of the toughest people I've ever worked for, and he's got it down pat, is what I'd say. He understands that there's a capability outcome to be met, but also understands that there's a human element to achieving that capability as well. And so, he drives you hard, he works you hard, but he expects you to play hard as well. And I think that's sort of, well, it's a weird balance because you're giving 100% in both dimensions. But I think it's definitely working wonders for the team at the moment. And it's definitely helping us, think strategically and chase after things without him having to ask us all the time about what's going on. So I definitely put him on the list.
Okay, thank you, Sanjay. Who would like to go next?
Okay, I can go next. This is Sok Cheng. Most of my friends in US, Europe call me Sok. I am currently working with Marriott International as Area Director of HR in Asia Pacific. So my main responsibility is looking after the team across the offices in APAC. Marriott International is a hospitality company, as all of you know, but my focus is really looking after the call center in Asia Pacific, the call centers, yeah. Who do I look up to? The one person that came up to my mind very immediately was, it took me a little while to think about someone, but this person is my former area general manager, because I remember, he came to my mind because he was the one who asked me about what do you want to go into your next role, and that's how I started to work on my personal development plan. And today I'm still driving personal development plan with my team because that is a very powerful tool to help the team to grow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good hotel, yeah, Marriott.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Thank you.
Right answer also. Okay, good to welcome you here, Sok. Yeah, and who would like to go next?
I can go next. I'm Shane. I'm still in the office, so I have my mask on. Yeah, I work for SP Services, Singapore Power. I'm a center manager at the SP Services customer service branch. So I've been here for 6 years. I'm taking over the service center mainly on the operations and all the other project executions and developments here. Yeah, so the leader that I'm looking up to would actually be my ex-boss as well. His name is
Say that
Peter.
again, sorry, Shane. Who the leader that you look up to?
He's actually my ex-boss, Peter.
Your sorry, I didn't
ex-boss.
Your ex-boss, okay.
Yeah, Peter. He's actually very persistent in actually pushing through ideas and what he believes in, and he will always make sure that he covers all grounds, both in the emotional and physical aspects of how the work is delegated, and also how the well-being and how the staff feels. Yeah, so that's something I look up to.
Okay, thank you, Shane. Welcome to the program. And who would like to go next? So we're just doing a round of introduction.
Yeah, I can go next.
Yep, all yours. Reese.
Yep, I'm Reese from Singapore. So I'm actually the regional ops manager for this company called IT Renew. We are a e-waste and sustainability data center sustainability company in the US. So I'm running the day-to-day operations for the whole Asia Pacific, managing whatever requests that the clients come through and looking at clients' data center requirement and to see how their equipments can actually be remarketed and reused instead of being wasted. So in the role for about 3 years plus, and prior to that was doing a couple of project management roles as well. Who I really look up to, I think one of the person I think very close at heart would be my mom, how she lead the family, how she actually ensure that every single of the children actually grow up well and taking care of our day-to-day needs, making sure that our objectives are met, our things are being looked after. So that's really someone close at heart that I'll think of.
Okay, thank you, Reese. Yeah, we often forget family members as you know, especially our parents, but could be a sibling also, you know, who's gone to great lengths to make our lives better. So welcome to the program, Reese. Who would like to go next? So it's between Crystal and Joachim, yeah?
Yeah, hello, Joachim here. Been in Singapore for 20 years, from Sweden originally, working with Accenture as basically system architect for government projects. And who I look up to, I guess my parents is still, because I'm not seeing them very often. Still, their teachings is still dear to me.
Okay, welcome. Welcome, Joachim. Joachim, do you know Henrik Larsson?
I guess that's a football player.
Yes. Do you know why I mentioned
When people ask me some Swedish name, and it's 99% a football player. I don't know them.
You don't know
And
that.
I barely know their names anyway. I don't keep up with them.
But why I mentioned Henrik Larsson is he was big in the late 90s, like especially in the Scottish Premier League.
Yeah.
He played for Celtic. He would like be man of the match. But his expression was very much like you, Joachim. Henrik, here, you're man of the match. Thank you very much. So is it true that people from Scandinavia don't project emotion? It's one of the things we hear. Is it like they're just cool?
I guess we are reserved, if I would put it politely.
Okay. Welcome, Joachim.
Thank
So we'll
you.
have certainly one sober person throughout.
I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that.
And Sanjay will tell you, I'm a mad fella. So good to have someone keeping everyone in check. Okay, welcome, Joachim. Really good to have you, and thank you for those, nice words about your parents. Yeah, we often forget how much they actually contribute to what we've become. So between Christelle and Salwati, who's...
Yeah, I think I will go next.
Okay.
Yeah, hi, my name is Salwati, and I've been working now as a retail consultant for an IT company. So I'm doing pre-sales consulting as well as marketing for them. Previously, I also worked freelance in digital transformation projects. Yeah, and the person that I look up to, I think I would say my grandparents, because they brought me up, and there's a lot of qualities that I think I learned from them. Yeah.
Thank you, Salwati, and welcome to the program.
Yeah.
And Christelle?
Okay, I'll go
Crystal?
last. Can you guys hear me? Yes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so basically my name is Crystal. I work in NAFA, Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts, the current most popular art school in Singapore right now. And then the person that I really look up to is actually our minister mentor, which is Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. He's the one who actually brings Singapore to what it is right now. So without him, right, Singapore will really become maybe another third world country. Yeah.
All the third world countries citizens are like, wow, you actually said that, huh? Is Malaysia a third world country, Crystal? Okay. Now, yeah, so honestly, say what you want, but what Lee Kuan Yew did was remarkable. I mean, how he achieved it can be questioned. And in fact, that will be quite a big that will be a recurring theme that we will go through. So as corporate leaders, you know, are you the type that, you know, whatever it takes, you know, is it all about results? Is it all about people? Or what's the combination? Is it about profits? Or is it about the planet? So this is, you know, this is that program that, you know, it asks you a question, provides you mental models, frameworks to help you think through. Yeah, there are certain outcomes that we are looking for, but you know, you are the agent of the change, and yeah, the decisions that you make are the decisions that you make. So yeah, just a bit about myself. Greg, I'm the academic chair of this program. I'm from Malaysia. That's why I was waiting for Christelle's answer. Been in Australia now, yeah, close to 12 years. I've been at Murdoch for about 6 years, and love this program. I get to interact with individuals who are out there in the coalface, having to make these decisions on a daily basis. And yeah, I learn a lot hearing their experience, hearing their struggles. And that's also a core of this program, so sharing of knowledge among us as a community of scholars. So what I'll do now is sort of just take you through some of the sort of key points for this program. So yeah, number one, so this is a program about leadership. At its core, this is a program that that talks about leadership. And having said that, I should say, as someone working in Australia, I have to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in Australia, and in particular Murdoch University. So we are proud to acknowledge the Wajjuk people of the Noongar Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which Murdoch University is located. We and I pay my respects to elders past and present, and to the wider Noongar community. So the agenda for today, so welcome and self-introduction, we've already done that. Introduction to the program, we'll cover a bit of this, learning and teaching approach and expectations. And this is, I'll focus quite a bit here because that's the most important part. So in a bit of introduction or overview of the online technology that we use. You know, this program is run entirely online. So being comfortable with the technology is going to be important. And key dates. So as you know, this is an intensive program. So planning ahead is also important. I mean, you can, you know, we don't have to keep the Q&A. Anytime you have a question, you know, just go for it. Okay. So there are 3 themes in the program. So there is an innovation team which just finished trimester 1, and there are 3 units in the innovation theme around sustainability, which is 637, creating value for organization 628, and managing an international business, which is 613. This trimester, which all of you are in, there is the manager as a performance coach, which I think most of you are. and where you would have started doing a 360 survey to get to know more about yourself and what others think of you. And that's something that you hold throughout the program, and integrated with the other concepts and see, sort of know yourself, and so how would you react to situations, having that self-awareness. 601 is on leadership. 602 is on high performance. So basically, if you were to look at it, 601 is how different types of leaders and how can you lead. 604 is knowing about yourself. So knowing myself, what motivates me, what does not motivate me, what motivates others, and what would not motivate others. 601 is now, having known what motivates me and what motivates others, what type of leadership should I choose? Should it be several different types, moving from one type to another given the situation, or is it just always only one type? So you can make a decision there. 602 is about high performing systems. So sort of the infrastructure. So knowing what motivates people, what motivates you, what type of leadership approaches there are, how can we create systems that create high performing teams, individuals, teams, and organization. There's also an international immersion. So pre-COVID, we would actually travel to the location, and it's always been Singapore. Singapore is a great, it's a great laboratory to test things, to learn things. It's the headquarters for, I don't know, 30,000 companies. It's one of the most innovative nations. So lots of things to learn from Singapore. Now that it's COVID, we still have the international immersion, but it's done online. So you'd have, like, we would take 3 days where you need to sort of fix your time that you don't have anything else, and we'll meet people online to discuss particular issue. Okay, the date, and I'll come to the dates in a bit. And then strategy, 608 is about from strategy to operations. 607 is scenario planning, so foresight. How do you look out to introduce techniques to look into possible futures? What would the world look like? There are techniques to do that. And 609 is rethinking customers and markets. So if you knew what the possible futures would look like, what would you do now? Okay, how would you react to short-term issues? How would you react to longer-term issues? Okay, and then 639 is the capstone consulting unit, where as a team, you would solve a real-world problem. Okay, and so a bit about the thinking behind the program. So a group of us in 2015 came together in this university, came together to find out, what would mostly middle managers or executives, what would they want, especially if they are busy in an advanced management program. So we found out that, very busy people actually they were most worried about chaos, uncertainty. Okay, and what could we do, or what skills should we have to thrive in uncertainty? So that was sort of the basis. So through focus group discussions, surveys, and just engaging leaders from industry, public sector, and not-for-profit, we came up with this program. So the idea is, can we create leaders who thrive in what we call the VUCA environment: volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. So COVID-19, that's a classic VUCA environment. Like, you just do not know what to do. Basically, you cannot predict, or there is no track record or what you can do. Okay, so a natural disaster is not a VUCA environment, because you know what to do in a natural disaster. So it floods, okay, you do this. Now, there could be difference in, let's say, a 6.1 tsunami, which would stretch you a bit further. But, in Japan, they know what to do when there is a tsunami. They know what to do when there's an earthquake, because they've had hundreds of years. Children as young as 5 are socialized in what to do when there is an earthquake. Whole towns know what to do when there are natural disasters. So you would know when Fukuyama happened, triple disaster, tsunami, earthquake, and the nuclear meltdown. It didn't go to pieces. Japanese society didn't go to pieces. They all stood in line, returned money that was not theirs, returned property that was not theirs. Children knew what to do, teachers knew what to do, because it's a country that, it's not cultural, it's just that that country just knew what to do because of their history with natural disasters. So VUCA is really when you cannot predict it. You didn't see it coming and you could not predict it. It's a new situation. So that's really what we're trying to prepare individuals in this program for. Okay, what would you do? Can you be prepared? Okay. And so we believe in certain things. Now, this is the challenging part. Can we work as can you be collaborative as a leader? Or is it natural that the leader must be telling the rest of society what to do, like minister mentor? Everyone must follow what I say. Then the country will do well. Now, don't know who to lead already, because no more minister mentor. I choose one person, oops, cannot. Who next to choose? No minister mentor to decide for us. We don't know how to decide anymore. So the people say we like Tharman, but party say no, Tharman cannot. So how? So just as an example, or in Malaysia, classic example, people say one group, another group say no, we will lead. Okay. So that's at a very high level, political level, but these are things that would be happening in your company also, and perhaps even in your team. Okay, how do we choose the most capable people to address an issue? So can you nurture integration, collaboration? Do you have the skills to even work with people that you don't like, but at the same time, give your best and also bring out the best from them? Okay, and ultimately, through this collective effort, achieve organizational outcomes in a sustainable manner. Okay, we have specific definitions for this, which was introduced in 637. So it's just not achieving organizational goals at the cost to others or at the cost to the planet, but can we achieve these goals in a sustainable way? So this is the sort of the big idea behind this program. Okay, any questions so far? No? Okay. Very obedient students. What's that Singapore movie? The one at the end, the boy will say everyone stand up and clap. Or very good movie. So obedient one, he will say. Even from the movie, he tells the audience, it'll come to me, it'll come to me. But in this program, we expect you to challenge. Okay, just don't accept. Okay, challenge. So, okay, that's a sort of a good segue. So the learning approach and why you need a video. So the sort of the pedagogy behind this program. So we meant it to be fully online. It's not being gone online because of COVID-19. Right from day one in 2016, this was fully online. So it's for busy executives. We understand the challenges you have. Okay, so how can we make the best given the challenges you have? So in the first instance, we have, or the idea is we are a community. Okay, so if you are a community, so one of the things is we have to see each other. We have to interact with each other. And we all know that body language is it's communication is not just words. The ability to see each other is far more important than just the words we hear. So that's why videos have to be on. No problem if you have to leave for a bit, grab a coffee or someone called you, no problem, because we know, so everyone here is a leader. So the key criteria to get onto this program is, do you have leadership experience? Okay, it's not so much where did you do your degree or so forth. And because we believe you are leaders in the first instance, we know you will make good decisions. You'll be respectful of your peers, and you will only sort of have to go off if it's really unavoidable. You will be respectful of your peers. So no problem if you need to go off, but keep the videos on. Connected to that, you just heard the introduction from everyone. All of you have tons of experience. So that experience is critical to our learning process. Okay, so each unit will provide benchmark practices, classical theories around certain issues. You bring your experience to bear against those theories, those models, those frameworks, okay, and then make that real. So it's like, okay, people are motivated by money. Is it true? Is it true? When is it true? Okay, to what extent is that true? Okay, so, and then you share, okay, in my own experience. But what is critical is, in this program, we do not give opinions. Okay, so this is a very important point. So off-the-cuff opinions are not encouraged. You provide a considered analysis based on the discipline that you are in. So if we are talking about high performance systems, so there are theories on how to bring out the best from individuals. So your point of departure for your considered analysis or considered view starts from the theories that are introduced in that unit. Okay, so this is where you develop sort of the intellectual capital to then help you at your work. Okay, so this is what the theory says, or this is what the benchmark organizations are doing. This is why they do it. Can I implement it in my organization? I will provide a considered analysis based on the theories. Okay, just not my view. Okay, so that's something that is emphasized throughout this program. And the view can come two ways. So certainly that's why encouraging you to share your considered analysis, what we call real time. So this is community. And then secondly, I will show you in a bit, we have what we call a learning management system called Curator, where you share your view at your own pace. So after you've sat down, you've thought about it, then you key in your views to certain discussions, okay? So this is that second point, learner and students centric. So there are questions, each learning resource, there is a question. You engage the learning resource and you bring to bear your knowledge and your experience. And the unit facilitator is what it is. It's more a facilitator. He's not the expert. He's certainly knowledgeable, but his role is more to facilitate the learning journey. Of course, on the basics around the theory, the models, he will, if you've made a mistake, certainly the facilitator will correct it. But it's more about a dialogue, a discussion based on considered analysis that underpins this program, which means you have to do a lot of work before coming to the session. Okay, so the sessions are in fact almost always Mondays and Thursdays, except for 638, and we'll come to the dates. So you have 2 to 3 days between each session to prepare for the session. So if everyone is prepared, then the level of engagement is very good, because there is less need for clarification, but more good discussion with good analysis. If you're not prepared, yeah, then you struggle, because those discussions you could go over your head because you're not familiar with what is being discussed. So planning.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joachim.
Yeah. Number one is how many people are in this course? I see 6 people now.
Yeah. So this is the new students. So for 604, I think there is 11 who have registered. It could be more in 604, but usually it's between 12 to 15, which is sort of an ideal number for us. And we will cap at 20. So okay. No one unit will have more than 20 students, because this, to enable in-depth discussion, we believe a smaller cohort facilitates in-depth discussion.
And another question,
yes.
You mentioned Monday and Thursday in general is the classes, right?
Yeah.
Roughly, on average, how much material are we having to go through in between?
Yeah. So the rule of thumb is there are three essential readings. Now it could be 4 or 5, but on average it's 3 essential readings. So these are, so it could be 3 journal articles, or a chapter and 2 journal articles, or a Harvard Business Review article, which is not journal but a substantive piece. So it's 3 to 5.
More in time, I'm interested to understand on average what would I expect to plan for free time.
Okay, so all right, so that's a good question. So each unit, it is 150 hours of effort. Yeah, 150 hours of effort. Now, this is delivered in intensive mode. So the 8 sessions that take place in a month, that is where the bulk of your work is happening. So independent of the 6 hours of like sort of engagement with the facilitators and your peers, I would expect you to be spending 4 to 5 hours between the sessions. So to prepare for a session, you should be spending 4 to 5 hours preparing for it.
So I need to budget for 2 hours a day, roughly.
Yeah, that's a good start. Yeah,
Because I can't control my calls that can go sometime to 10 o'clock in the evening. So I need to have an understanding.
Fantastic. Now, a good question, and we'll come to that again at the end, and this will be central. Now, also just to note, you don't have to take all 3 units at a go. You can, but you don't have to. So 604 is offered in trimester 2 every year. So you can do it 2021, or you can do it trimester 2 2022. So, and you can take, if you wish, up to 5 years, because that's what the regulator allows, or you can even do it within a year. I wouldn't advise that. We've had students, some students, it wasn't a pleasant journey for them. Ideally 1.5 years to 2 years, and you'll have a really in-depth, deep learning of the experience. Okay, but that's a decision that you will make. But yeah, ideally 2 hours a day is good. 4 hours. Now your learning styles might be different, but 2 hours a day is a good starting point. Okay, some will need more. I doubt some will need less, but certainly 2 hours is a good start. Okay. Any other questions? That was a very good question, Joachim.
Sorry,
Okay,
what
so,
time?
Yep.
Just one quick question. What time are the sessions in the evening, Monday and Thursday?
So it's always 6 to 9.
6 to 9. Okay.
So 6 to 9. I'll come to that in a minute. But yeah, so we standardized. The facilitators have standardized that it's always 6 to 9 on a Monday or Thursday. There might be some variation, maybe 6:30 to 9:30, but it's always Monday and Thursday. And there could be one change. So for example, 604, there is one on a Wednesday because the facilitator has to go for a surgery on the Thursday, which he cannot avoid. That was the day that they gave him. Okay, so those will be anomalies rather than the norm. So it's always Mondays, Thursdays, 6 to 9. Now 638 and 639 are different. Okay, 638, the international immersion, is different. 639, the capstone consulting project, is different. But the taught units, the T1, T2, T3, innovation strategy, and leadership units are always Thursdays 6 to 9. Mondays and Thursdays 6 to 9. Okay. Okay. So the sort of the learning and technology teaching platforms. So I'll send you all the PowerPoint slides. Now, has everyone joined our LinkedIn group? Yeah. So join it's a closed group just for EMLSI students, past and current. So I normally provide updates then, but also through like if you enroll on a unit, you will get an announcement if it's related to the unit. But otherwise, sort of program related updates come through the LinkedIn group. So a few things that's important that you should know will be, so there is preparing you for, or helping you refresh your skills around planning for studies, taking notes, working in a group, knowing what type of assessment, okay, if it's an essay, what is the format I should use? If it's a case study, what format should I use? Referencing, okay, so all those are important because we are a community of scholars. This is a university. There are academic culture and standards that we adhere to. So that link right at the top will help you refresh, and it's all online, so you can do it at your pace. Do it sooner rather than later. Okay. So the library also offers support now and then, but you can go on and sort of say online training for how to use EndNotes, for example, which is coming up soon. So EndNotes is that referencing software. So feel free to use those resources. So so you've enrolled onto the program, you've enrolled you've selected specific units. These units will go live normally the Friday at 5 o'clock before the trimester starts. So that's the My Murdoch Learning. That one is only for submitting your assessments. Okay. So welcome, Shubha. I'll just mute you. Yeah. Okay. Just we'll introduce you in a bit. So the My Murdoch Learning is where you submit your assessments. Okay. And that's also where if there are formal announcements relating to that unit, say for example, a change in the due date, so it will come through there, or an update on the unit requirement or assessment or something, it will come through there. Okay, so it's LMS or My Murdoch Learning. Now, the other one is Curator. Now, this is the important learning management system, and I'll take you through it in a minute. So this is where all the learning resources are kept. Okay, so, and it's arranged in a way where for each session, what are the learning readings or videos that we call it learning resource that you need to be prepared for to take, or to be sufficiently, or it helps you prepare for what is going to take place during the live online collaborate session. So it's like preparing for the class. Okay. So that will be your key, your main learning tool, learning platform. Okay, and that will also, and that opens the Friday before the unit starts. So if you're taking 604, so this Friday or tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you'll get an email that welcomes you to 604. For 601, 601 opens on 7th June. So the Friday before that, you will get an invitation to take part, or welcomes you to the curator for that unit if you've enrolled in that unit. And then for 602, which starts on 5th July, the Friday before that, you will get an email inviting you to take part, or to welcome you to that unit on curator. Okay, so So My Murdoch Learning is for assessments only. You upload your assessments. So let's use the term My Murdoch Learning. And then Curator is where the learning takes place. So that's where you type in your responses to discussions. There will be a discussion question, but also respond to what your peers are saying. Okay, and so it's online learning, but what we call asynchronous. You do it on your own time. So you think, if you're the type who is not, you don't like to say much during a class session. So that's where your opportunity to share more. Okay. Some units have marks for what we call engagement. So engagement in the face-to-face session, which is like this, and then engagement on Curator, because that's also engagement. Okay. So it has some analytics that run behind it, basically to track sort of your progress. Are you covering all the learning materials? It's basically to help you, okay, that you're keeping track. Okay, feel free to jump in anytime. Maybe it's a good time to introduce William and Suba. Do you want to say hello to the group?
Hello.
Oh, that's echo. Okay, so Suba and William are a couple, and they're doing this program together. This is their second trimester. Yeah. Okay, welcome. So feel free to ask questions anytime. Yeah. So the LOCS, the live online collaborate session, which is a mouthful. Basically, that's the classroom. Okay, that's the Mondays and Thursday. There's a whole bunch of activities that happen during those sessions. The unit guide will tell you what happens in each session. Okay, and these locks are compulsory. Okay, so as I said earlier, the learning is not just from the materials. The learning is from each other. It's your experience. The richness of this program is the experience that you bring when you apply it to the learnings. So we're all better off. So what we call co-creation. So co-creation and innovation. You're all knowledgeable. We believe you're all knowledgeable. The program provides a structure that surfaces your knowledge and brings it to the sort of the theories, the models that is available in each unit. So we are creating the knowledge together. So if you're not prepared, we'll be in trouble, or it's not optimal. And this is certainly not a lecture-based program. Okay. Now, lecturers may have 50 slides, which will be for your reference, but they will only perhaps engage 6 or 7 of it via a discussion facilitation, because we expect you to know the sort of the basics in a unit. Of course, we will discuss the key concepts, and there'll be different ways the lecturer might do that. Sometimes he would say, like, I use a concept map, so I will assign chapters to different individuals and ask them to summarize through a concept map. And then we discuss. Different lecturers might have different approaches, okay? But the core is discussion when we meet, okay? It will not be 2 hours or 3 hours of lectures. Okay. Okay, so we've been using Zoom but we will transition to the university system. It's called the Blackboard Collaborate from the 23rd of May. So until the 23rd of May, we will use Zoom, but then we will transition to Blackboard Collaborate. It's compulsory videos on. Okay, and I mentioned about the Executive Masters LinkedIn group. Any questions at this stage? Are we all good? Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, a quick question on 360 evaluation. You said that we need to do one before we start the class next week. I haven't done anything yet.
Have you enrolled for 604?
This is no.
No, okay. So if you are enrolled in 604.
604, no, I'm starting from next week, right? The session 604.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will have if you don't mind, I'll have a chat before this. So all those who have enrolled from 26th of April would have received yeah, okay. So we'll have a chat after this, Sokchong. Okay. Yeah, good. Thanks for alerting me to that. Any other questions at this stage? On any other thing? Okay. So standard, what are the usual learning and teaching activities? So as I mentioned earlier, synchronous learning, synchronous, just sort of real time. So that's our interaction, like what we're doing now. So through Zoom until May 23rd, after May 23rd through Blackboard Collaborate. And it's approximately 24 hours. So 3 hours times 8 sessions. And then your asynchronous learning and your assessment. So as Joachim asked earlier, so if you're spending 2 hours, so it includes reading, it includes your group. I would strongly encourage group discussions. That is included your preparation to do the assessments, your research, all that should come. I mean, it's not like you have to do 150 hours, but if you're doing 80 hours, your results will reflect your effort. Okay. So there will be some units will have textbooks, some units will just have chapters or articles, but it's a combination of different types of learning resources. We tend to do quite a bit of case studies. Some of us have videos that from YouTube, or there's a lot of really good videos around that explains or simplifies some of these complex theories. Some units have guest speakers, lots of discussion, lots of debates. There are formal and informal assessments. So another reason for this face-to-face session is so if you've been contributing consistently through the program, in a unit in the face-to-face session, and also let's say in the curator, then when we assess you and we have doubts about whether you got it correct, we would give you the benefit of the doubt, because we said, yeah, no, this individual has been actually very capable throughout the program, throughout the unit. So I interpret, or the examiner will interpret it favorably. So that's how the informal assessment contributes to your formal assessment. But if you've been keeping quiet, or you're never prepared for a session and you don't contribute much on the curator, then yeah, you don't really give the examiner much confidence if you are not getting it right in the formal assessment. Okay, so that constant interaction is important. So there'll be self-directed work, and almost always in every unit, I believe there is a team project. or group work, because this is also a key. As I said, we interviewed industry leaders as part of this program. So they said, this is what they said. I don't know, like I do not know their motive for saying it, but this is what they said. Yep, many people have got MBAs, can't really do the work when we are, can't hit the ground running. Okay, we have to train them again, especially working in groups. So the soft skills, how to work in teams. So like if you can develop something where these people have the soft skills to work across jurisdiction, across geographical boundaries, across different ethnicity, different gender, different worldviews. So I said, then you've done a great job. Okay, so that's why we have one assessment at least that requires group work. You'll be surprised some of the things that we face. So yeah, so individual and group work. Okay. So again, jump in anytime you have a question, okay? So expectations, you're a leader. This is a program for leader. We believe you're a leader. Question is, what type of leader are you? So lots of leading. Can you take initiatives, forming groups, suggesting solutions? But yeah, we expect to see lots of leading. And one of it is lots of volunteering, like in the sense of, okay, if somebody or a facility asks who would like to share, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Lots of empathy. We're all busy people with lots of challenging situation. So we all, practice empathy. And again, because we believe we are all leaders, no one will take advantage of that empathy. So the empathy is deserved, because we believe no one will take advantage of it. And lots of politeness. If we have strong views or differing views, yeah, absolutely fine. But can we put it across in a polite way? And these are important also at home, in the workplace, and so forth. So as I said, a lot self-directed co-creating. Okay, if everyone puts in their share, program will be fantastic. Okay, and lots of planning. Program is intensive, believe me. Frankly, I salute all of you. If you have a family, if you're working full-time and you're doing this program, I salute you. Okay, it's just amazing. Okay, and yeah, so your leaders, you already know how to plan. But if you need a bit of help, okay, who can support you? Yeah, first and foremost, develop a network among your peers. Okay, all of you help each other. Okay, and feel free to ask for help to your unit facilitators. There's stuff online. Okay, and certainly I'm also here if you need to have a chat. Okay, so our duty of care to the students, you don't have to worry about shooting an email, say you want to have a chat. Okay. All right. I don't have to worry about this. As I mentioned, I'll be sending you all of this. So the key dates for 604. So Mondays, Thursdays, 6 to 9, the assessment dates. So it's done in block assessment. So May is 604, June 601, July 602. Okay, so 601. 602. So 602, the assessment dates, we're still are working on it, but the class dates have been fixed. And you can, I'll send you also, I'll resend, put it up on LinkedIn. The year is planned. You have like the sort of the main dates have been set. There might be some changes on assessment dates. That's the only thing that might change, but the class dates are all set. Now 638, this is international immersion. Is anyone interested in taking part in the international immersion? So Reese, Christelle, okay, cool. So here are the dates again. So these dates are compulsory. So once if you want to take part in the international immersion, you have to attend all of these sessions. Okay. So I'll send you. So do you all have my email? Okay. So just shoot me an email, and I will reply to you individually, and just to say hello. But also I'll send you the information about the 638. So you kind of missed the orientation on the 638. But the first session is on, so that Tuesday 11th May is the first session. So if you can work these dates in, you're most welcome to take part in the international immersion. Okay. But they're all like everything we do, the interaction is compulsory. And then there is a 3-day. Now we say 9 to 4 p.m., 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., but it will be perhaps 3 sessions of 1.5 hours. That's the format we take. So about 40 minutes, the presenter. So for example, goodness me, what's the Dutch bank? Good Lord, how can I forget? So I miss, let's say this bank from Holland. They're big on sustainability. So they will present for about 40 minutes on what the bank does to promote sustainability through its financing mechanisms. Then you have sort of 40 minutes for Q&A. And there's a process that we do it. So it's not just asking questions for the sake of asking. You start with a research, that is, you prepare a research about particular company or industry, which I will give. And then we identify the organizations that are going to be presenting, and you have to develop questions to ask them to fill in the gaps that you as a group cannot find from public sources. So for example, this bank, can I forget this bank's name? So they're big in financing palm oil companies. So it's like, how can you be financing companies that destroy rainforests, kill the orangutans? So then they have a process where they have thought about it and they explain to us. Okay, then you can challenge them and so forth. But then you get the information that you need to answer the question that you want from sort of the research question that this unit has put to you. Okay. So the international immersion is the bridge between the sort of what we call the learning units, the 9 units that you do in strategy, leadership strategy and innovation, to the capstone consulting unit where you run the research all by yourself. Okay, as a group, yes, you have an academic advisor, but the academic advisor only spends about 4 hours with you. You are doing it yourself. All right, so this is the bridge. This helps you to prepare for that. Okay. And now 639. This is often the killer unit. So this is a 6-credit unit. So 9,500 words. It's a proper research project. Now, and you got to finish it in 1 trimester. My advice is, if you want to do this unit successfully, start getting a team right now. Because if you get into the wrong team, or if you have nobody to be, you'll be forced to join a team that you don't want to join. That can be painful. Okay, so start finding a team. Start thinking about which client you want. Okay, and I will have a formal session so 639, I will run an orientation separately. Okay, but you should already start thinking, start finding, and I will also invite good students from previous cohort to share their experience. Okay. Complete the project proposal. So this is just a 2-page brief. So there is a curator's site for this already. And again, when you write to me for 638, also let me know if you want to already join the 639 curator site. So that is basically helping you prepare for it. You don't have to immediately do 639. In fact, you can't, because you need to finish 6 units first before you can do 639. Okay, but start thinking about it already. Select the team, select your client, select together. So the team, minimum 3, maximum 4. And then together with your client and your team, complete the project proposal. It's just a 2-page brief. What does the client want? What's the deliverable? Or what's the problem that you want to solve for the client? And then separately, different from the project proposal, how are you going to solve this? What's your research plan? Okay, and then the project plan. Now, your research plan can be your project plan. Research plan should basically the research methodology, and then the plan around it, timelines, deliverables, and so forth. Just remember, if you enroll into, let's say, T1 next year, T1 2022, you have to finish in T1 2022. Like all units, you start in the trimester, you finish in the trimester. Okay, if you extend, you have to pay to re-enroll again in the next trimester. It can be painful because it's 2 units. Okay. Are we good until now? Are we all good? Okay, study plan. Just circling back to what Joachim has asked. So at the program level, so you have 11 units. Capstone is 2, so in effect 12 units. So how do you plan the 12 units? Yes, you can do in a year. You can. There has been, I think, 2 or 3 students who has done it in a year, but doing the studies while at work. So I wouldn't encourage it, but you can. As I mentioned, ideally 4 semesters, or if you really want to enjoy the process, 6 semesters. Okay, 5 to 6 semesters. Okay. So that's at the program level, like how quickly do you want to pace yourself to do the 12 units? Okay, and there are considerations like if you want to do your capstone in a particular area, let's say you want it to be in innovation. So then, logically, you should have completed the innovation units before you actually enroll into this. Okay, so have a think at the program level. How do I want to structure my learning and the timeline for this? And then the second level of planning is at the unit level. So if you've enrolled in 2 units in trimester 1, okay, and this also relates to your workload, or your family demands. Basically, do I have the time to allocate minimum 2 hours a day to study? So if I don't have, but perhaps I have May that I have time, then I shouldn't enroll in any other units the rest of the trimester. Now, every unit, the rule of thumb is 2 assessments will happen within the 8 sessions. So one will come at the 4th. It could, just as a rule of thumb, maybe the 4th session has 1 assessment and the 8th session has a 2nd assessment. And then the 3rd assessment will come towards the end of the trimester. Okay. So do you have the time to prepare for this? So that's the unit level. Then the next level of planning is planning for each session. So as we know, Monday, there is 1 session. Thursday, there's 1 session. There are readings or learning resources you need to cover before each session. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what am I going to do? Tuesday, Wednesday, what am I going to do? So that's the 3rd level of planning. And then if you're doing group work, either as part of a formal assessment, or if you decide that, and I strongly encourage this, a group of you study together. So member 1 reads article 1 and 2, member 2 reads article 3 and 4, and then we share our knowledge. Or if there's 3 persons, member 1 reads article 1, member 2 reads article 2, member 3 reads article 3, and then we share, we discuss. And research has shown that's a better way of doing things. Okay, so I'll leave that to, but that also involves planning. So when should we meet? How much time should we give? And that requires planning. And then, of course, for assessments, you have to also plan. So and the dates will come at so we already know for 604, 602, 604, 601, 638, assessments dates are already given. So you can already start planning. 639 is a negotiation. So the group comes and say, I want the assessment 1 this time, 2 this time, and we will work it out. Okay, but it has to happen in a trimester. Okay, and 602 in the next day or so, you'll have those dates. Okay, so, and then at the individual level, putting all of this together, that's your plan. Okay, so I know like Kaplan provides you a study plan, so that's probably at the program level. So you got to break it down further to be successful in this, or to have a really optimal learning journey. Oh, okay. So questions? Or observations?
This calendar you show, where can I find it online?
Okay, so it's not available online. A very high level of is provided in the LinkedIn. But as I'll put this PowerPoint up on LinkedIn now, and I will email all of you this. In fact, I'll email it to Kaplan and everyone so that those who are interested can have it. But these dates will also be in your unit guide. So when you get your unit guide, it will be there. And I will also put it up on My Murdoch Learning and Curator when you get the invitation, so that you will be very clear of the dates. Okay.
Because I was looking in all my emails, I cannot find any further details like
Yes.
you
Okay.
sharing.
No problem. So yeah, I'll send this out to everyone and also put it on the LinkedIn group. Good question, good observation. Anyone else thinks that I can do to help you? Now everyone looks like Joachim. Come on, guys.
Sorry, can I just ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for 638, right, you mentioned there will be a team group, right? So the team is minimum 3, maximum 4, right?
Say that again, Crystal.
The 638 for 638, right? Okay, it will be a team effort, right? So there will be 3 person, minimum 3, maximum 4, right? Am I correct on this?
No, that is 639.
Oh, 639. So 638 is not a team.
No, 638 is also a team.
Yeah, okay, understand.
I haven't decided. I'll see the number of students who enroll.
Okay.
And like, it could be 2 in a team. We did last year, it was 2 in a team because there were 10. When we've got 12 to 14, maybe I will go 3 in a team.
Okay.
But it will never be larger than 4 in a group.
Okay. What if, I'm just asking, what if we have already formed a team of 4? Is it okay we submit the names to you? Or
For 638?
Yeah, that's for 638.
No, 638, I allocate the teams.
Or you allocate the teams?
I will allocate the team based on who enrolls, yeah.
Oh,
and I
okay.
have my sort of how the team should look like.
Okay, understand that very well. Thank you.
No worries, good question.
Greg, looking at this deck that you're showing right now, right, 638 key dates, there is one on Friday, 2nd of July that is at 11 p.m.
So that's the assessment. So you have to submit the assessment by 11 p.m. Okay, and submit earlier, but no later than 11 p.m.
Okay, not a face-to-face assessment at 11.
Maybe if it's before a Champions League Cup, so we'll meet before Manchester City versus Chelsea.
Okay.
Shane, are you all right?
Yeah, just a question regarding the immersion on the 638 dates.
Yeah.
You mentioned the session would probably be a sharing from a company for like 40 minutes, right? But it will start exactly at 9 a.m. or the timing is not to be fixed at this point?
So this is indicative.
Okay.
And close. So what you have to do is you have to block those dates. Okay. You have to take off, or you have to make sure that when the program is sent out, you are there. Okay. So you better block these dates right now if you want to take part. Now, as I mentioned, because it's online, we just cannot have very long sessions. So ideally, no more than 1.5 hours, and you'll have breaks in between for you to debrief as a group, discussions and so forth. And we also, best practice is that no more than 3 meetings a day, and time in between for you to collect notes or synthesize the information and so forth. So there'll be a lot of group work throughout the 3 days. 2 days of collecting information, and the 3rd day is where we start organizing the information, both as a plenary, that means all of us, but also to address specific questions that each group has been given. Okay, so yeah, block off 9 to 4 for those 3 days.
I see. Okay, thank you.
No worries. Salwati, all good?
Yeah, all is okay on my side.
Okay.
I'm blocking my calendar now.
All right. Okay.
Greg, can I just ask something about the curator site?
No, you can't, Reese.
I will ask something right now.
Yes, it's more like it.
Okay. Yeah, so I was looking at the curator site right now.
Oh,
So
I should give you, yeah, good on you, yeah.
So looking at it, we should be seeing our course material coming in on tomorrow, is it?
Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Yeah. Yeah, no, good. I should, yeah.
So
Good
if we
question. Thank you for reminding me. So this is so you'll be given so you'll get an email with your username, which is the email that you give us. And the first one, there won't be any password. Then you create your password.
So actually the link that was provided in the email for us to click on for curator, mine didn't work. I actually called up support and received another email for us to register our account.
So it can't be curator because I haven't sent out any email yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will only send it out tomorrow for 6:04.
Okay.
Is it possible if we can have the information earlier so that if we really have any IT issue, right, we can call during our office hour? After 5 is horrible because
okay.
nobody is available, you see.
Yeah.
Okay. So for curator, I am IT support. Yeah, I lost 2 of my teammates who used to manage this. Now I'm IT support. So, and I'm, yeah, most of the time 24 support. I might rope in Joachim now. Joachim, $20 an hour. Not, or but yeah, no, so
at the 0, I'm okay.
No. But Crystal, good point. That's actually a good point. Okay, so I will, okay, so from the next unit, perhaps earlier. But basically, it's just me, and I will just reset your, it's just a reset, okay, reset, and then, so if there is more complicated than it, it's not curator, it must be a Murdoch link. It cannot be curator. Curator is very simple. I send you your username, you click on the link, you create your password, and that's it. Cannot, I reset, that's all. It cannot be.
A username will be the same as the email. We got
yes, exactly. So that's our convention. The email that you give us, make sure it's the no mistake in the email ID, because yeah. So the convention is the email ID that you want to be used. So we will send it out to that email, username, and then the first time, no password. So it'll ask you to create your password. Then you create, then that's it. That's you. Okay.
Because the email that we got from the mer.edu.au is our student ID at.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that the one that we will use?
So okay.
Different.
So yeah, good point. Now the Murdoch email is for all Murdoch IT infrastructure. So for example, so this is so 604. So Murdoch Uni ID needed to get into this, and this, as I mentioned, is only to submit assessments. Okay, nothing else. Right, and there might be some formal announcements, but it's only to submit your assessment. So this is a form. This is part of the Murdoch IT system. Formal assessment. Use your Murdoch email ID. The curator sits outside the Murdoch system. It's special to our program. Only our program uses this. It's a proprietary software. And I send you out the username that you give me, and then you log in. Okay. And then you would see, so you would see something. So, and this is what you will see tomorrow. So each, okay, so sort of an overview. And so let me give you something which students have already used so that you can see how sort of the usefulness. Which is a good one. Where is my unit? Okay. So this was my unit, which I did in the first trimester. So for each session, you will have, these are the readings required for that session. Okay. So for me, I used a textbook. So you will see, okay, like chapter 1. Here is, yes, and all the resources will be online either through our library. So you click on it, and then you go to our library. And then if our library, then you need to use the Murdoch system to log in, okay? Or we would have PDF'd it, like in this case, it will open as a PDF. And then there will be a discussion question. So all of this is done in the run-up to the classroom session. So provide 3 indicators of how you would assess the state of the planet. Okay, and so if you've engaged the chapter, you would have an idea on how to analyze this, not just from a point of view, but from the theoretical or how you should analyze it in a substantive way, okay, in a methodological way. All right. So yes, Shubha's answer. So you interact with each other. So you're learning for yourself. You're learning from one another at your own pace. Okay, and then I'll come in to say a few things, or I'll challenge you further, or if I think probably this is not right, I'll ask you questions. Okay, so each session. So Monday, so 1A is for session 1A. So Monday, 1B is for session 1B. Thursday, 2A is for the following Monday, 2B following Thursday. So you can kind of plan what you need to cover by having a look at the readings that you need to do for each. It's in the unit guide, but this provides a sort of more visual way, and it's supporting your learning and teaching activities. Okay. Now, this is also a gamified approach for those who are interested in gaming. So there's a leaderboard. The leaderboard is to motivate you. Wow, Subhashini number 6, William number 1. Must have happened after the unit finished. Correct, William. So yeah, this is the points come from your engagement with the material and what the others think of you. There's a bit of analytics that go behind. So ideally, we want, so this is progress. That means the amount or your coverage of the learning materials over time, and then your engagement with it. That means how long you spend on the material. We don't put a high barrier, like I think 10 seconds or 20 seconds. If you've opened it, we trust you will do the right thing by actually reading it and not just opening it and leaving it. Okay. So ideally,
if you downloaded material, because
yeah, so that's true. So actually, there have been several students who say, look, I download everything, I print it out and I read. Yeah, unfortunately, it won't record your activity.
I'm an old person in a way. I don't like to read on the screen anymore.
Okay, no problem. But what will happen is, so we don't put a very, like it's one, I think it's 1 point to just open it, but you get, I think it's 5 points on average when you engage with the question. Okay, so yeah, that's the outcome. So downloading or opening is good, but have you consumed, understood the material, which is then we ask you to demonstrate through the discussion question. So more points when you respond to the question than just downloading it.
Okay.
So ideally, we want all the students here. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. We don't want you here. Okay, we want you up here. Okay. Contribution quality. We have a text recognition, not perfected yet. So each discipline, we have sort of a text recognition, complexity of the sentence that you use, and also what your peers think of you. So if your peers all put like to your comment, you get. So be nice to your peers. Okay. But more important for us is, so if after the first week you're still around here, then we'll say, what's happening? Are you all right? Have you been able to plan to actually engage your material? So you get an email from me or something like that. Okay, so yeah, thanks, Reese. So this is how the curator look like. So you will get an email from me. And if you have a problem, you just email me back, Greg, I can't get into curator. I'll just reset and send it back and send another email. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's a system generated email, curator, so that'll be curator, but I trigger it. Okay, sorry, it will be from curator, but I trigger it. So it'll be a personal message from me. So it's not the university.
Sorry to interrupt, Greg.
So don't apologize. Yep.
Can I drop off the call because this is meant to be 6 to 7. I have another call to go to.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with you separately on the evaluation. Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks so much.
Good to see you. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
How are the rest of it? Oh, Shane has changed his hairstyle. No.
It's a lot of information, so I think
I
need to take time to digest. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot.
No worries.
I will reach out to you if I need anything.
No worries.
Yeah.
How are the rest going?
Okay.
All right. Well, that's the orientation. So good to meet each and every one of you. Feel free to reach out to me if you have further questions. Please start making friends. It's going to be crucial because each unit has teamwork, and most importantly, you need a good team for your capstone consulting. So start working on that.
So
right.
Some summary is for me to see the content of the courses will be curated tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
All right. See you all soon. Have a good weekend and
Okay, you
catch
too.
up soon on Monday.
Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.